Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Cal here, aka the Local Prepper. Today we're going to dive straight into something that hit my comments section after the TID Radio TD-H9 review dropped. A viewer actually had the sack to write, "These channels get free radios. How does the company recover their costs? By charging less fortunate buyers way more than the radio is worth." Now, real quick disclaimer, I don't work for TID Radio. I don't get any money off of this stuff, so just take that and dust it out. Now, do these comments sound familiar? It's because they're happening more and more. It's a common conspiracy take on budget ham radios like the TID Radio TD-H9, but today we're going to bust the myth wide open with facts, real pricing, and straight talk on affordable small handheld radios that are actually the smarter choice in the 2026 economy. And this ties right into this video, figuring out if these compact handhelds are truly worth their cost for prepping, emergencies, and everyday use. And spoiler alert, the cheap ones win for most of this. Let's break it down. First off, let's address the elephant in the comments. The idea is that companies like, for this, and we're going to stick to TID Radio because that's what this was about, that these companies hand out free radios for reviewers and then jack up prices on everyone else so that they can recover their costs. It's stupid. It's just stupid. So look, these radios are what they call review units. Now, review units are standard marketing in this space, not some secret tax on buyers. You know, companies send out a handful of $70 radios to creators because it's way cheaper than running expensive ads. It drives real sales volume on Amazon, their site, and everywhere else these radios are sold. The cost gets spread across thousands of units sold, not tacked on to you during your checkout. You want proof? The TD-H9 is still sitting at just $69.99 on the official TID Radio site right now. Same ballpark it's been in since launch. It's often dipping under $70 when it's on sale. And there's no sudden spike after reviews. And that's not gouging for the less fortunate. That's smart business, keeping prices low so the people can actually own one. Now, if they were inflating prices, we'd see it in the street price. Instead, this 10-watt dual band beast with APRS, GPS, Bluetooth programming, spectrum analyzer, aviation, receiver, and voice scrambling is cheaper than a decent dinner out. Budget radios like this aren't subsidized by ripping off regular folks. They're affordable because of high volume and efficient Chinese manufacturing. The free radio equals higher prices claim just doesn't hold up when you check out the actual numbers. And before all the hamheads pop in and try to stupid talk in the comments, I give these radios away for free. So I'm actually losing money shipping them to giveaway winners. Now, why am I hammering at this? Because in today's economy, with inflation being the way it is, supply chain headaches, tight budgets, and, for most preppers and, affordable small handhelds like this particular one, the TD-H9, are the clear winner for value. I will put some links in the description, and you can figure out if I'm full of crap, okay? Now, at under $70, you get features that would cost $200+, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay? $200+ just a few years ago. An honest 10-watt output, built-in GPS, APRS for position tracking and messaging, Bluetooth for wireless headsets and programming, a color display with a spectrum scope on it, cross-band repeating capability, and a solid battery life. It's not perfect. And even in the beginning, early firmware had some quirks, like any new Chinese radio. But for prepping, for GMRS or backup comms, it punches way above its price. Now, this video is all about small handhelds and are they worth their cost? The answer for the TDH9 is yes, 90% of the time. 90% of us, it's going to be that way for 90% of us. You don't need mil-spec perfection for most scenarios. A $70 radio that works reliably enough to get you on the air right now when it matters. You can actually stock up on a couple for the family or the bug out bad without breaking the bank. Compare that to the basic Bofang clone at $20 to $30. Sure, it's cheaper, but you lose the APRS, you lose the GPS, you lose the Bluetooth, you lose the real power, because we all know a 10-watt Bofang is actually only somewhere between 5 and 8. The TDH9 hits the sweet spot. It's got loaded with features without that premium tax. Now, with all that said, there are more expensive brands out there, more reliable options out from the Japanese brands like Kenwood and Yaesu. These are built tougher and better long-term support. They have refined APRS. They have great waterproofing and better digital modes. You know, the Kenwood, I think it's the Kenwood THD75A for all my ham heads. It's a tri-band. It's got top-tier APRS, top-tier GPS, top-tier Bluetooth, and it runs about somewhere between $700 and $750. That's its average street price. You know, even with the occasional coupons. Now, the Yaesu, what is it? The FT5DR, dual band digital with excellent GPS and super rugged IP X7 build is around $400 to $450 for a single little. Now, these are fantastic if you want bulletproof reliability for years of heavy use. But here's the reality check for this video. Okay, few people can afford $750 to maybe even a $1,200 radio sometime in today's economy. You know, today's economy, dropping that kind of cash in a one handheld, it just isn't feasible for the average prepper, ham guy, or family. You know, and here's the key thing: most folks aren't going to drop a mortgage payment on comms when a $70 TID radio TDH9 can actually get you 80 to 90% of the capability for the emergencies that we may find ourselves in. And a quick note, none of these high-end radios are made in America either. They're Japanese, designed and built. So the premium equals domestic angle doesn't even apply here. You pay 5 to 10 times more for all that polish and durability, and none of it comes out of U.S. factories. So getting back to the original claim in this video, you know, is the radio worth the cost? You know, the commenters' claims, they just don't hold water. You know, companies aren't secretly overcharging regular buyers to fund free video reviews. They're using smart marketing to keep prices low and volumes high. You know, affordable small radios like the TID radio TDH9 are the better option in today's economy. They deliver real features at prices almost anyone can swing, making prepping and emergency comms accessible instead of elite. Now, sure, if money's no object, go ahead and grab that $750 Kenwood. But for the rest of us, the budget radio wins, and it's worth every penny of that $70.